Welcome to the Bearcats Den with President Taylor. I'm Ivy Taylor, your host and president of Rusk College. For today's show, we have some wonderful guests who are residents of Holly Springs, Mississippi, where Russ resides. They're residents here and community activists. We're excited to welcome Mrs. Rolanda Jeffries Lester and her husband, Mr. Antjuan Lester. Welcome.
Thank you.
We're very excited to have a chance to chat with you about some of your activities here in the community. But first, I know our audience is probably a little bit curious about the two of you. So if you would just tell us a little bit about your background and how you came to form the nonprofit organization called Care Now.
My name is Rolanda Jeffries Lester. I am a native of Holly Springs. I'm 45 years old, the wife of Antjuan Lester. And actually, I came up with the name Care Now back in 2012. A friend of mine and I were just kind of chit-chatting, and it was like, you know, we're doing little different things. We should come up with an organization. And so we came up with Care Now, and we were doing different things in the community. We would do, started out doing talent show and what we call a kids cafe. Mm-hmm. And we would feed the children in the summertime once a week and then do different activities with them as well in the afternoons, because most people were providing food for the children for breakfast or lunch. And so we decided to do something for them for dinner. So that's kind of how we started out, Care Now did. And then spring of 2018, we opened the food pantry. Mm-hmm. And it's still going strong. And the people in our community, a lot of people in our community need a lot of assistance. And what really brought the awareness to me was family members being on disability or Social Security, and then after they pay their bills, they don't have anything left for food.
Wow.
And then other organizations have all these rules and stipulations that blocks them from getting food, and so they're just in a bad situation. And so we opened the pantry to give them hope and to help the community.
Wonderful. That is so admirable. And were you involved in the beginnings as well? Were you working with the Kids Cafe?
Yes, I were. When me and Rolanda, right before we married, like you say, she had started the, well, first of all, I am Antjuan Lester, the husband of Rolanda. I am a native here. I'm a hometown guy from Holly Springs, Marshall County. When God called me to glory, that's where he probably calling me from, Marshall County. But I grew up here. I had a great family, Reverend Joe T. Lester and the late Bertha Lester, with my parents, and these are some of the things that we grew up doing. You know, we grew up doing these things. We always was out giving a hand to someone. At a young age, we never understood it, you know, because Dad say, get up, go over there, get Miss so-and-so some wood in, or get Miss so-and-so some water in, or whatever the case may be, and don't take a dime from them. So that's kind of upbringing I had, you know, and so it kind of, you know, those things was instilled within us, and when we get older, you know, as we stated earlier, you know, those things don't leave you. They just reiterate themselves back into you, and you just start doing. And so that's what we're about. My whole family, the whole entire Lester family, brought us up on giving, you know, and it was always told to us it's better to give than receive.
Yes.
And so, but like I said, as a country boy, you know, I was just a country boy. We grew up on a farm. We had pigs, cows, horses, chickens, whatever. I tell you what, whatever we just about ate came off the
You raised
farm.
it.
Right. You know, other than a little sugar, flour, a little salt, but everything else. But that's just the way we come up. And, you know, through the years, we are residential contractors. We build houses. We built many houses here, remodels, churches, and all things like that. And actually, my nephew built the chapel here, here on Rusk College campus. And my father built gross I think I want to say Gross Hall, the newest dorm, men's dorm. My father was a contractor there, so we've been here all our life doing community work. And when me and Rolanda got acquainted, got married, actually at the time she was living in Columbus, Mississippi, and when she moved back here, and she realized that we were about the thing that she was about. So we kind of intertwined, connected there, and just doing for others.
Yes.
Especially the ones that can't do for themselves. And when that lined up, it wasn't nothing other than what was in the heart,
Yes.
and that's how we connected. That's how we got so close. And so just where we are today, that's how we get here.
Well, it sounds like a wonderful partnership, dynamic
Great.
duo. So let's talk a little bit more about Care Now. You saw a need from a few years back in relation to the need for food
Right.
for children, especially when school is out, because many children get their meals at school.
At school, right.
But now with the pandemic that's on us and rising unemployment rates and the disruption in the economy, can you tell us, have you seen an increase in the need for food?
There definitely has been an increase for people needing food and people needing all items. It's
Clothes and-
yeah, it's a great need all the way around the board. Toiletries.
So does Care Now provide some of those other items as well?
Yes,
Or?
we
Okay.
do. We do.
Okay.
We definitely have seen an increase with the community that we had before the pandemic started, of course, them. But since the pandemic has been going on, we see so many more, all races, just everyone is just in a need right now. And also Care Now partnered with the Diaper Bank of the Delta. And so now we're able to provide diapers and feminine products to the community as well, which
Okay.
is very much needed right now.
Yeah, because those things can be expensive.
Very expensive.
Especially diapers.
Mm-hmm.
So do you have a physical location, or do you travel and distribute these goods?
We do both. But our physical location is at 168 South Market Street, which is right down from Tyson's Drugstore. That's our physical location, and we're open once a week on Wednesdays. But people are welcome to call, and we'll deliver to them or meet them if they needed food.
Did you want to share the number for our listeners?
Yes, and the number would be 662-544-1027, and you can call me anytime. If I'm not there, I'll meet you and try to get you what you need.
Okay, and do you have a cadre of other volunteers that are assisting you in distributing?
I do. My husband.
Well, we have a lot of community people in the community that looks out for us. When we started, we were going out soliciting a whole lot, but now as people found out that we were about our salt, so to speak, and we are for real, and we really care about the community, they're reaching out to us now, you know.
Yes.
And there are some people we still, target to ask for a donation or something to that nature there. But people have been reaching out. We got churches, different businesses, just individuals, people even from out of state, sending us donations. And we're both members of the NAACP here in Marshall County, and they're by us just doing Care Now and realizing that we are part of the NAACP. They are sending donations to the NAACP now.
Oh.
And so but just to pick it back a little bit on the need, there's been a great need since the COVID has set in. And we were opening, before COVID, we were opening every Wednesday from 12 to 4. And we was feeding approximately 65 to 75 people every Wednesday. And someday, like she stated, get the phone call, might be on Monday, might be on Sunday. We just get up, whatever we're doing, we just get up and go service to our people. Because we never know, it could be one of us.
Yes.
Easily,
Yes. There, but
and
for the
so
grace
I
of
thank
God.
God
That's
every
right.
day when I hit the floor that, this world is in a turmoil, but with people like you and I, Dr. Taylor, my wife, and others, we can make a difference. You know, and I really believe
Okay.
that in my heart, and I really believe we can get our community back on track. You know, just showing them some hope and some love. You know.
Well,
And I-
so if folks are interested in donating, should they contact you at that same number? Or?
Yes, if you would like to donate or volunteer, you can contact me at the same number, Rolanda Lester at 662-544-1027. And I just want to give a little brief, I guess, story about a call I got on yesterday. So a young lady called me, and she had gotten diapers from us a few times. And she heard about our next event coming up, which is the MLK, and she wanted to volunteer. She said that she just woke up with Care Now on her heart, you know, and just wanted to help and to give back. And that just really blessed my heart to know that what we're doing is compelling others to want to do the same.
Right.
Yes, yes.
Not just totally going unnoticed. And we're not doing it for any fame, you know, because trust me, I got plenty to do every day.
Right.
But like I say, it just in me, the way I was brought up, that, you know, it's not about me. It's not about me, you know, it's about what can we do for others.
Well, that is a great philosophy. And Rolanda, you just gave us a little teaser. You mentioned the MLK event. And so we're going to take a short break, and then we'll chat for a little more about the MLK event. We'd like to find out, how did you end up doing that, going from the food pantry to the MLK event? We can't wait to hear.
Awesome.
So we'll be right back after a short break, but please enjoy this selection from the world famous Russ College a cappella choir. Welcome back to the Bearcats Den with President Taylor. I'm Ivy Taylor, your host. For today's show, we have guests who are community residents. We have Rolanda Lester Jeffries and her husband, Mr. Antjuan Lester, and they are here talking about Care Now. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Well, before the break, we were talking about the nonprofit organization that provides service to the community in a variety of ways, but you happened to mention an event that's upcoming here in the community, the MLK Day of Service and Celebration. Can you tell us a little bit about how that came into being?
Well, Hollis, you want to go?
Well, it came into fruition, I would say, I don't know it in the big words, so I just have to be real and be myself. But it started because we are black people. We are African Americans. And for what African Americans have been through in the struggle, of course, I told you earlier how I was raised.
Yes.
My father was a true activist, and he, along with other activists that was here, and we, like I said, we were raised that way, and we seen some things. We was taught some things. We were told not to do some things because of race relations, and so that's we always did something around Martin Luther King Day, but not to this.
There was not a city celebration that was organized by a larger group or anything like that.
And we just say we just need to do something.
That's right.
For this man. We didn't honor him. Of course, there was many other great men, but Dr. King was our icon. At that time, through the struggle, the civil rights, and when you spoke of Dr. Martin Luther King, it meant something to our people. And so that's the way like I said, we were raised in that environment. And look, I done worked in Memphis, I done lived, I done been to some of the finest places, drove some of the finest cars, lived in some of the finest houses. But I come to find out there's nothing if we're not taking care of our people. And that brings us back to our ancestors, what they did for us to get us to where we are today, sitting right in front of African American woman president here at Russ College in Holly Springs, Mississippi.
Yes.
I'm just, I'm thankful for that, and so, but that's how we come to about wanting to do something on this day. We just, Martin Luther King Day, we were going to Memphis and other places to celebrate King. So let's do something at home. And then we've been so divided for years here. And so let's unite our people. Let's try to bring everybody together. And then this thing is not about black and white. It's just about doing what's right. So that's how we got here. We need to do something on that day.
So is this the third year?
This is the third year.
Okay, so how did the first 2 years go?
They were actually pretty good.
Yeah, scratching. Of course, you just jump out doing something. You see some things that you could have did better, could have left some things alone. But overall, it's been progressing, going higher and higher the depths every year. So.
Well, of course, this year is a little bit different because of the pandemic. So folks may be a little bit hesitant about being involved just because of wanting to be safe. So will you tell us a little bit about how you are planning to ensure everyone's safety?
First off, the event will be, it will be live streamed on Facebook. That's one thing. Also, at the event, you will be able to tune in and hear the whole event on 90.1 anywhere on the square. You should be able to pick it up in your car and hear it there. So if you didn't want to get out and mingle with everyone, you can at least listen in your car. And also there will be a video screen, depending on where you're parked, you might could see some of the activities as well. Also, we will be practicing social distancing and wearing masks as well. But people are welcome to just stay in their car if they like too. Because they can tune in to 90.1 and listen to everything.
And the event starts at what time?
The parade starts at 11. We're having a parade as well. The first year we didn't have a parade. And because we were beginning and learning, we're still learning, but the very first year was definitely a learning experience. And but this year we're having a parade. It starts at 11 o'clock, and immediately after the parade, the event starts at 12 on the courthouse square.
Okay.
And there will be tents and tables set up all around the courthouse, and the day is all about service. That's why it's called the Day of Service. So all the tents and tables will either be giving something away or passing out literature to help with different resources. And there will be a few people selling things as well, you know, to make it more inviting. But it's all about serving. Also, the big thing, I don't want to forget that we have a card making station, a greeting card station, which will be set up in the gazebo, and you can go in and make a greeting card, and we will give the greeting cards to a nursing home at a later date.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
wonderful.
and the first year we did that, we had over almost 150 cards. And it was great. People really loved it. We had just as many adults making cards as children. So that was good as well. And then, like I say, we give the cards to the nursing homes, to the residents at the nursing homes.
Well, I am certainly honored that you asked me to speak at the event. So
Awesome. Thanks for accepting.
I'm excited that I will be there, and I enjoy doing these types of events, Martin Luther King celebration as well as Black History Month. I think you all know that I recently came from San Antonio, Texas, where actually, ironically, in a city that's about 65% Hispanic, they actually have the largest Martin Luther King march in the nation.
I think we saw that.
Yeah, they usually have over 100,000 people marching. The last few
Awesome.
years, it's been in the range of 200,000 to 300,000.
Wow.
Though I don't believe they're having it this year. With those numbers, it's hard
Yeah.
to be, you know, safe and healthy. So, but I think at the scale that we're doing things here in Holly Springs, we can maintain these rules as far as social distancing, and everyone can still have the opportunity to participate, celebrate. As you mentioned, if folks feel uncomfortable, they can stay in their cars.
That's
I think
right.
that's a great idea as well. I'm looking forward to sharing a few thoughts and reflections. I think in these days, in this current age, you know, Dr. King's life gets reduced to those 10 minutes on the mall in Washington. And there's so much more to know and learn about him and the movement that he led.
Right.
And the cause for which he gave his life, and for us to think about the relevancy and things that we can be doing in the year 2021 to continue moving towards, you know, the realization of that dream that he talked about. So from your perspective, how would you like to see this event grow in the future, and what's the ultimate goal and purpose?
Well, I think the ultimate goal is just coming
Unity.
together as one.
Unity.
Yeah, bringing unity back within our community, because Marshall County used to be pretty tight. You know, I was young and then, but Marshall County was pretty tight as a people, you know, especially African American, because of the civil rights movement, you know. And then, as we stated earlier, you know, we kind of got to drive in Cadillacs and living in fine houses and things, and so we tend to get in our little comfort zone and forget about where we just left from. You know, so, but that's where we are now. But Dr. Taylor, we just excited that you accepted the invitation, and when we got the news that Russ College had a new president and who she was, and we were chopping at the bit. That's our speaker. So we didn't want to rush. So we just held our peace as long as we could, because it was just, you know, I can't explain the emotions we had, you know, because Russ was, I'm 49 years old, Dr. Taylor, and Russ was an out for me at 10 and 11 years old. You know, and so that's what when we got the news, that's the only thing that was resonating in my mind, how Russ saved me and many others. You know,
right.
like I stated, you know, we did things that our parents told us not to do, but Russ College was a major factor in our community. You
Well,
know,
I am definitely looking forward to working with you and others in the community to kind of reestablish Russ College as that beacon in the community and a
Right.
place
That's
for
right.
everyone, not just Russ College students and alumni. And so
Right.
we're looking forward to connecting more with the community. Me speaking at this event is just one step. Well, I'd be remiss if I didn't mention that the world-renowned Russ College a cappella choir will
Yes.
also be at the event, there to kind of back us up and
Right.
lead us in song. So it'll be an exciting time, and I'm definitely looking forward to, once we move past the pandemic, welcoming people back to the campus. Perhaps next year, if we're further away from the pandemic, we can have some companion activities on the campus
Right.
related to the Martin Luther King celebration.
That'd be great.
And just to add to that, on the parade, we had last year was our first year doing the parade, and it was a success. We saw things that we could have did better, we think, but this thing that just kept juggling in my brain. We wanted to lead the parade. Wanted the parade to lead from Russ College.
Well,
We
maybe.
really did want
Yeah.
that, but we just stayed where we were, and maybe in the near future.
Well, let's
we
look
can,
forward to that
do that.
kind of thing for the future. But in the meantime, I look forward to seeing you on Monday the 18th.
Awesome.
And continuing to work with you and appreciate your work in the community. Thank you so much for being on our show today.
You're very welcome.
Thank you for having us.
Okay. Thanks so much for tuning in. We'll see you next time.